Today we will be ranking the 27 most notable weight loss methods in a tier list, going from fat shredder all the way down to F tier. Most of these methods I have had extensive personal experience with, so I believe I am qualified enough to cover them, but let's get on with the video. Okay, just to clarify some things, the best fat loss strategies are in the tier of fat shredder, then it goes down by A, B, C, and straight to F because a lot of these dieting methods will work, some better than others, but there's a steep jump between ones that will work and ones that are complete garbage. So starting off with the Mediterranean diet, I'm pretty sure this diet is primarily focused on like vegetable based foods, trying to get most of your calories from vegetable sources. I'm gonna put this to C. I'm not really a fan of any type of vegetable plant-based diet, and that could be a bias on my end, but I personally find it much harder to get in some key micronutrients when you're not consuming any type of meats. It's also much harder to get in your proteins, then you have to supplement with protein powder, and it's like, do you really want to spend so much money? It's just such a hassle where you could eat something more balanced and also lose weight. Next, we have the Paleo diet, which the whole idea behind this, it's a diet for foods that we probably would have eaten like hundreds and thousands of years ago. So honestly, I haven't done too much research on a lot of these new age diets, but from everything that I've read about Paleo, I would probably recommend it as one of, if not the best of one of these like fad diets. Fad diets, not in the sense that they're like bad, but in the sense that they are popular. So Paleo, I would probably put into either fat shredder or A. I don't know if it deserves fat. I'll put it into fat shredder. You know, this seems like a very good balanced diet and it cuts out a lot of the junk food, right? If we're eating just Paleolithic foods, we're not going to be eating chocolates. We're not going to be eating ice cream. If we're only eating like vegetables, meats, oils, you know, animal fat, it's quite hard to become overweight from that. Atkins diet, I'm pretty sure this is just a low carb diet. And honestly, I don't find too many differences between, you know, keto and Atkins. I think keto is more strict when it comes to lower carbs. So Atkins, I'd put, it's a good diet. If you, any diet is good if you can follow it. But at the end of the day, this one's probably going to be a little bit harder to stick to, so I'll leave it at B. Weight Watchers, I wasn't a big fan of this, but after reading a little bit more into it, I see that a lot of people actually lose weight with it, and they kind of have a system of tracking calories, but without tracking calories. They have some weird point system where if you eat one food or another food, you get a certain amount of points, and you can only eat this many points throughout the day. So I feel like it works for a lot of people. I've seen it, you know, work countless times, so I'm gonna put it in A. Yes, I think it's better than the Atkins diet. Intuitive eating, F tier, doesn't work. If you've seen any of my videos, I hate intuitive eating because if you are overweight, you by definition don't have the correct intuition for weight loss. You have to learn the diet principles, learn dieting methods, and then once you find one that works, you can apply intuitive eating. The low glycemic index diet. So if you are unaware, there's something called the glycemic index, and it's just basically how fast food digests within your body. And the whole thing about this diet is if we lower the glycemic index of our foods and only low GI foods, we naturally only select the foods that keep us the most satiated, that have the highest micronutrients, because a lot of the high GI foods are simply just packed with sugars. This is a good diet, but it's not really a one size fits all like something like the Paleo diet, because a lot of high GI foods actually could be quite good for you. Like I eat a lot of honey before my workouts. If I'm going to Muay Thai or if I'm about to hit the gym, I would have some things that are considered high GI, right? But sometimes you need them. For weight loss, it's good. I'd put it in maybe A tier behind Weight Watchers. For any other specific reason, it's probably not the best. Sugar-free diets, this is very similar to the low GI diet. I think it's actually almost identical because you're avoiding all sugar. I feel like it's more comprehensive for the beginner. I might even put this into fat shredder, but behind Paleo, because if you just cut out sugar, you can lose so much weight, and it's so brain dead easy to just remove added sugars from your diet. With something like low GI, I feel like with the confusion that comes along with that, a lot of people might not implement this into their own diets as easily. So for that reason, I'm just gonna stick with this for now. Any type of detox diets, they don't work. I know they're fun to try, and I also love pooping my brains out from eating a bunch of laxatives and then going down 2 kilograms, 4 pounds the next day. But at the end of the day, you're just losing a bunch of water weight, or it's just a bunch of people trying to steal money from you. No detox diets really work, which then at the end of the day, it's just like a calorie restriction. Let's go for juice cleanses, bro. Juice cleanses, these once again do nothing. I don't know where these stem from, but it's complete wacky nonsense. And in no particular order, apple cider vinegar diet, this is also bullshit. We're not gonna do this. This is going into complete F tier. I think intuitive eating is probably not as bad as all of these, right? Like intuitive eating, you have a chance. I want a 0.1% chance that it could work. With the rest of these, they're never gonna work. Don't even try them. Anyways, though, that's enough ranting. Bodybuilder diet, this is just basically high protein, lower fat, you know, a little bit higher carbs. Just for weight loss, B tier, I'd say the Atkins diet is better. I don't think having too many carbs for weight loss is great, but I'm also not like one of those keto guys. I think the bodybuilder diet is kind of mid. If you're just going for weight loss, it's very mid. Vegan diet, it can work. It's kind of like the Mediterranean diet, but probably not as extreme. The Mediterranean diet might be easier to stick to, might have easier weight loss results. And once again, I don't really condone a lot of these vegan or vegetarian diets just because you can't have a fully maxed out balanced diet if you're gonna eat this way. Vegetarian, I'm gonna put just behind vegan because you can eat eggs. I'm pretty sure you can eat milk products. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna put vegetarian B tier. I'm gonna put it in B tier. It's mid because you can still hit all your protein from just eggs, from milk products. So vegetarian, honestly, if you want to eat more plants, go for vegetarian instead of vegan or Mediterranean. But also then the Mediterranean diet does allow you to eat fish. So maybe I'm gonna put vegetarian above Mediterranean, but it's such a close call. They could even be B tier. I'll leave them in C tier just because I have a bit of a bias. I'll leave all these in C tier, with the worst one being vegan by far. All of them are quite good. Vegan is probably the worst out of all of them. If you're a vegan, bro, I don't know. You can hate me. I don't hate you. I love every single diet, but just personally, I wouldn't do it. Low fat, this is stupid. You can lose weight, but I'm just gonna put this here out of sheer stupidity. Don't do low fat. You're gonna destroy your hormones. You're gonna put yourself in a severe vitamin deficiency, and there's no point. You're just gonna probably get more hungry over time, and you're gonna cave into foods. Cabbage soup, I heard of this weird diet where you just eat more soup. It can work. You're getting more liquids into your diet, less calories, more volume. Cabbage soup has no magical properties that's gonna help you lose weight. Meal skipping, this is the idea that you can spontaneously once in a while skip a meal and then put yourself in a deficit throughout the day. I haven't done too much research on this, but honestly, from everything that this entails, I feel like as a beginner, this would be such an easy dieting method to implement. I feel like it might actually be better than sugar-free diets. If you eat the exact same foods every single day, but you remove a meal, you are probably going to put yourself in a 200 to 500 calorie deficit just by accident. And this doesn't require much brain power. You don't have to calculate anything. Try this if you want to lose weight, and you might be very successful with it. Once again, it's like a very easy one to implement. So this is why I'm putting it up so high. And you can also, with this diet, backfill all of your micro and macronutrients regardless. OMAD, 1 meal a day. This one's hard. I love OMAD to death. This is one that I just enjoy doing. I don't like eating. It takes too much time to eat. So if I could, in an idealistic world, I would only do OMAD for the rest of my life, but I want muscle growth, and I also want to perform good in the gym and in Muay Thai, so I can't do this. But for weight loss, it's so hard to stick to. I'll put this honestly behind vegan maybe. Actually, no, because it can work for some people. I've seen it work for some people. I'm gonna put this at above vegetarian maybe, because you can still eat a plethora of food, but it's very hard psychologically to commit to this. Keto, since I put Atkins so high, I'm probably gonna put keto around that area, but a little bit lower, maybe below bodybuilder, because keto is another one of those diets that is phenomenal. It can be great, but it's just so hard to stick to, and it's not gonna work for a lot of people. So honestly, I feel like Atkins would be easier. It has more leeway. You can actually incorporate some carbs, where keto, it's hardcore. Nobody really wants to just eat keto food for the rest of their lives. It doesn't taste too good. So I'm probably gonna put this at end of B tier, probably easier than vegetarian, but much harder than something like Atkins or the bodybuilder diet. Calorie deficit, this one is hard to implement for beginners, but if you can track your calories, brother, it would go at the very top. But I'm so biased to this method because this is what I do, right? I track my calories, and it's worked so well for me, but I just know that a lot of people don't like it. And no matter how much I want to put at the very top, wholeheartedly, I can't. I think I would put this beside Weight Watchers, but maybe even above Weight Watchers, because they kind of have the same system, right? Like you're tracking some form of calories, except maybe just like tracking calories, going into calorie deficit might be a little bit more annoying, but it's probably more accurate and better. So I'm gonna put this A tier above, Weight Watchers. I would love to put it in Fat Shredder, but I can't. Alternate day eating. You eat one day, you don't eat the other day. For beginners, I'm gonna put this below OMAD. This is difficult, but it would goddamn work like nothing else. If you can eat one day and not eat the other day, freaking try this, bro. This is gonna be so good for you. Yeah, probably harder to stick to than 1 meal a day. The 5-2 diet, this is basically where you eat normally, and then on the weekends, you only eat 500 calories. I'll put this behind keto. It's probably easier than the OMAD diet, but still a huge pain because you almost have to completely eat nothing throughout the weekend. I'll put this actually on on C tier above OMAD, this might be very hard to do because, you know, weekends when everyone caves in, so I didn't take that into account. 16-8 fasting. God damn, is fasting good, man. It's so good when it comes to burning fat for beginners. Such a low barrier to entry and will completely take away all your hunger cues. I'm gonna put it in fad shredder, probably below sugar-free diets, but honestly, all of these are interchangeable, just personal preference. Lemon detox. This is where you see your mom, you know, drinking lemon water because it boosts your metabolism. This is bullshit. We don't listen to this. Typically, when it comes to weight loss, you don't listen to your mom unless she's smart. And if she is, then I'm sorry. Your mother is probably a wonderful woman. Low carb diets, just like keto. I mean, this is just like Atkins, but I feel like I'll probably be more lenient with this. I'll put this above Atkins. Low carb diets are pretty good. You cut out a bunch of sugar, a bunch of junk food, and yeah, I think they're one-to-one with Atkins. I think Atkins is just another form of a low carb diet. I don't even know why I included this. Low carb, high protein diet. I'll put this in lowest A tier because it's kind of hard to implement, but goddamn, if you can pull this off, once again, this is gonna be fantastic. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient. So as long as you can stick to this, you'll probably not really want to eat much junk food. And a lot of high protein food is just not food that's very correlated to any type of junk. Carnivore diet, hard as hell to stick to. Beside vegan, I prefer carnivore to vegan more. I don't know, I'm just built that way, but I honestly, come on, bro. Like, I think even doing the vegan diet is easier than doing the carnivore, even though I like carnivore more. So I gotta take my ego out of this. I gotta take my preferences out of this. Carnivore diet, end of C tier. The 1,800 calorie diet or the 1,200 calorie diet, this is just like the ultimate starvation calorie reduction diet. I wouldn't recommend this, but I see a lot of people get some decent results with this. I'm gonna put this into bottom B tier because it's kind of like these diets. It's kind of like OMAD. It's kind of like alternate day eating. It's kind of like the 5-2 diet, but just less extreme. I'd put this right behind keto in B tier. That has been every single notable dieting method explained. If you want to make more progress in your weight loss journey, press the first link in the description. Join our free Skool group. You'll find my free fat loss mastermind course in there. If I give you anything of value, consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to stay savvy with your diet.